more chapters. So remember up here it talks about how there are 3 chapters. So we're still on the Runaways, but we're going to enter chapter 2 today. So I'm going to go here. They were peeking through the window. They were playing their Go Fish. And then they were listening and heard the salsa music. And then they said, okay, let's go back home. So they packed up everything, and it says they scurried back. So we're on our last page right here. Their dad met them at the kitchen door. Oh, there you are, he said. We saved you each a delicious cucumber sandwich. Do you think that they were excited for that? They were missing their parents, so they were probably pretty excited.
They're not excited about the cucumber sandwiches.
But I think that they decided that they missed their family, so the cucumber sandwiches weren't that bad. I think they decided it was okay to have cucumber sandwiches.
We were eating tacos when...
Jose, we need to focus, please. Thank you. All right. So, we are all done with the first chapter. So if you look here, there's a whole new chapter to Zelda and Ivy. So, we're going to get started on our lesson, and then we will visit that part. Okay? So today, I want to teach you that readers don't just work hard to read their words. They work hard to understand the books. So as you are reading your little white books today, I want you to check. Am I actually getting it, or am I just reading the words? If you are not getting it, I want you to go back and reread it again to see if you can understand even more. Do you guys remember that skill that we used? Go back and check it again to see if you can learn even more about that topic, okay? So, I want to introduce you to that new chapter in Zelda and Ivy, and we're going to make sure that as we read, we are practicing our skills, but we're also making sure that we understand what we're reading. Because we could read words all day, but if we don't understand what they mean, the story is not going to make sense. So we're going to go through and start chapter 2 and see what it's all about. Okay? So here's the picture of Zelda and Ivy. And this says, Chapter 2, The Time Capsule. Zelda wrote the label with a fat pen, a gift from the world of the past to the world of the future. This is a time capsule, she said. All right, so before we move on, first graders, I want you guys to think about that. I was able to read these words using my strategies, but I'm having a little bit of confusion with this part right here, time capsule. So what I want you to do is just take a little bit of time and think about what time capsule means. I can read it, but do I really understand what it's about? Take a couple of seconds to think about it, and then if you would like to explain what a time capsule is, I want you to use the raise hand button. Okay, so take a couple of seconds. I want you to look at the picture to help you out, okay? Let's go to this picture here. Oh, boys and girls, make sure you raise your hand, please. Do you hear how there's lots of people talking at the same time? I don't know what's happening now. Sophia, is it about the story, or is it something we can share later? Yes, remember, if you're at home, sweetie, you don't have to ask me. You just take care of what you need to take care of, okay? All right. I'm looking to see if anyone wants to guess what a time capsule is. So if you have any ideas, I want you to raise your hand. What is a time capsule? think about what the words were right here. A gift from the world of the past to the world of the future. This is a time capsule, she said. Zayden, what do you think a time capsule is? I'm going to call on a couple of students.
It's like stuff so like the people that move back now, maybe they can have it. The time capsule could be for memories.
For memories? Awesome. I like that idea. Let's put memories up here. Memories. I'm going to call on somebody else too to add to that. Liam, what else could we add about time capsule? What would a time capsule be for?
People do get what the other people try to give them.
Okay. So, they gift it to somebody else?
Where you put it.
You what? What did you say?
You sometimes put it at the front of the thing or underground.
Oh, okay. So let's say underground and add that up here. Underground. All right. So we have some really good ideas of what a time capsule is. We're going to keep reading and see if it'll explain even more. Okay. So page 18. She rubbed her lucky jewel against her shirt and dropped it into the box. 100 years from now, someone will open this box and find my lucky jewel. What are you going to put in? How about our worm book? Said Ivy. Come on, said Zelda. Put in something really good. Remember, it's for the children of the future. So, think about what they said on this page. It's for the children of the future. So those ideas that you came up with, saying that it's gifts that you give to somebody later, you guys were exactly right. The word future here is super important when we're talking about the time capsule, because it's something that they're going to use to put objects in it that are super special, and then they'll put it away, and then somebody will get to open it in the future. Okay, I see a lot of people switch over to our books that I sent home, your little paper books. So they're talking about what to put in their time capsule so that it's for the children to open in the future. Okay? Nicholas, do you have a question?
No.
Okay. All right. I don't see any hands up, so we're going to keep going to the next page. Page 20. Ivy sighed. She hugged Princess Mimi and added her to the box. Wow, she just put one of her favorite toys into the box. So it must have been pretty special. Do you guys see that as I'm reading, I'm kind of thinking about what's happening in my head? That really helps me understand the story better, and it helps me stay on track. So, if there's ever a part of a story where you need to double check in your head, did that make sense or should I go back and read it again? That's when you want to make sure that everything that you are reading makes sense and it flows nicely with the story. If I read a word and it doesn't sound like it matches the story, that's when I go back, check and make sure that I understand it, and then I keep on going. So here's the time capsule, boys and girls. And there's the lid. Let's see what they're going to do with it. So there's Princess Mimi. Ooh, And I think I heard Liam say that you bury it underground. Was that right? All right. Zelda buried the time capsule under the cherry tree. So they bury it, boys and girls, so that somebody in the future, and the future just means it's a long time ahead, somebody in the future can open it up and see what's inside. And it's kind of like a little buried treasure. Oh, I'm looking at the picture. I wonder what's happening. Petra, does she look happy or sad?
I think she looks scared.
Scared. Ooh, let's see what happens.
Like, look at how her face is pointed.
She's staring at the ground. I wonder what's wrong. Let's see if we can find that out. We're going to read one more page, and then we are switching over to our books. Oops. There she is. Okay. Later that day, Ivy sat on the swing and drew circles in the dirt with her paw. If only I had Princess Mimi, I could play castle. So, through reading this part, I'm understanding that she might be a little sad that she put her favorite toy in the time capsule. I think she misses it. So we're going to read tomorrow and see what we find out about Ivy and the time capsule, okay? I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. Go make sure that you have your book with you for our reading class. So you have I Pick Up or the basketball book. So go ahead and make sure you have that.